A passenger jet burst into flames while landing at an airport in South Korea on Sunday, killing 179 people in one of the deadliest air disasters in that nation's history. There were only 2 survivors, officials said. Video showed the plane skidding across the airstrip, overrunning the runway and crashing into a barrier at the airport about 290 kilometers or 180 miles south of Seoul on Sunday. Its front landing gear apparently was not deployed. Here are some things to know about the crash. What preceded the deadly fire? The pilot sent out a distress signal shortly before the plane overshot the end of the runway, officials said. Footage aired by South Korean television channels showed the plane skidding, and apparently without its landing gear deployed. The jet overran the runway and hit a barrier, triggering a fiery explosion. Footage showed thick plumes of smoke billowing from the plane, which was engulfed in flames. The 15-year-old Boeing 737-800 jet was arriving from Bangkok when the crash happened at 9:03 a.m. Sunday in the town of Muon. Workers have retrieved the flight data and cockpit voice recorders of the plane's black box, which will be examined by government experts investigating the cause of the crash and fire, Senior Transport Ministry official Ju Jong-won said. What do we know about casualties? The jet operated by Jeju Air had 181 passengers and crew. Of those, a total of 179 people perished in the crash and ensuing fire. Only 2 crew members survived, officials said. Family members wailed as officials announced the names of some victims at a lounge in the Muon airport. Kim Lee-bae, Jeju Air's president, bowed deeply with other senior company officials as he apologized to bereaved families and said he feels full responsibility for the incident. Boeing also extended condolences and said in a statement on X that it is ready to support the company in dealing with the crash. The government declared Muon a special disaster zone. What about reports of a bird strike? It will take months to determine the cause, but there are some possible clues. Lee Jong-hyun, chief of the Muon fire station, said workers were looking into various possibilities about what caused the crash, including whether the aircraft was struck by birds. Transport Ministry officials said the airport control tower issued a bird strike warning to the plane shortly before it intended to land, and gave its pilot permission to land in a different area. The plane was destroyed with the tail assembly being the only recognizable part among the wreckage, the fire chief told a televised briefing. What is the reaction from around the world? The incident came as South Korea is embroiled in a political crisis triggered by President Yoon Suk-yeol's stunning imposition of martial law and ensuing impeachment. Last Friday, South Korean lawmakers impeached acting President Han Duck-soo, leading Deputy Prime Minister Choi Sang-mok to take over. Choi, who traveled to the crash site, called for officials to employ all available resources to find the missing and identify the victims as soon as possible. The government designated a week-long national mourning period through Saturday. Yoon's office said his chief secretary, Chung Jin-suk, presided over an emergency meeting between senior presidential staff to discuss the crash and reported the details to Choi. Yoon also expressed condolences to the victims. World leaders expressed their sympathies as South Korea dealt with the tragedy. Thailand's Prime Minister, Paetongtarn Shinawatra, expressed deep condolences to the families and ordered the country's Ministry of Foreign Affairs to provide assistance immediately. Pope Francis offered condolences from St. Peter's Square. Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba said he was deeply saddened by the loss of many precious lives. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky also extended condolences. Please subscribe to our channel and hit the notification button to stay updated with our latest videos.